If you're looking to build that God Squad to get the leg up on your competition, check out my new sponsor MutCoins Express on Twitter to get the fastest and cheapest MUT coins available. Use code WIZARD to get 10% off your order. What's going on, guys? Blizzard of Waz here with another Madden 21 video, and today specifically we're going to be going over the Madden 21 beta, which just dropped last night. Specifically, my first impressions, just how I feel about the game. We are going to have access to the beta through July 5th, so make sure if you haven't checked your email, go and do that. Check your spam folder, your junk folder, all that stuff, just to make sure if you did get a code, you're not missing it. And then don't give your code to anybody else. It's a one-time use code. You just go and redeem it in the store, and it allows you to download. The download's about 50 gigs or so. Pretty big. You can play it about 13 gigs, play some just practice games, but then you can get a feel from how Madden 21 is going to be. So like I said, these are definitely just my early impressions. I haven't played the game a whole lot yet. I just played a couple of games just to get a good feel for it, and then I wanted to make this video and put that out there for y'all. If y'all enjoy this one, then I'll go ahead and make some more. We'll go over some more stuff aside from just gameplay, maybe stuff that we find that's game breaking and things like that. But again, these are just early impressions. So the overall feel of Madden 21 so far, again, this is all subject to change because it is just a beta, but it does feel very similar to Madden 20. Not a whole lot of changes. The graphics are slightly better. The players, it feels a little bit smoother, I suppose, but the general gameplay mechanics are the same. The very first pass I threw in the game bounced off my receiver's hands and then kind of bounced off of the defender's helmet for about 5 yards as he ran along the field, which happened occasionally in Madden 21. So the ball mechanics and just the general physics of the game don't seem to have changed a whole lot. What does seem to have changed is a lot of the adjustments that you can make before and during a play. So for example, leading up to this, one of the things that it talked about a lot was how you could manually change the depth of your zone coverages. So like, for example, you'd be able to stop rollout corners. One of the big problems in Madden 20 was that in rollout corners, your guys would never be able to cover it good enough. So if a guy's kind of spamming that against you, you can change it in increments of 5 yards. So like, let's say you put your guys in flats, but you can actually have them play flats at 30 yards deep, which changes a lot. And it's going to be fun to kind of mess around with that. That is in coaching adjustments. When you go into the play, you can go in there and change that around. So it's going to be interesting to see how people figure out how to use that to stop a guy, and then how the guy on offense is going to be able to take advantage of those coaching adjustments. If you have a guy covering 30 yards deep, obviously there's going to be stuff underneath, so you don't want to do that. But it's going to be a fun back and forth. I think that'll be nice. Another gameplay mechanic I noticed, especially on defense, was that the defensive pass rush wasn't just absolutely ridiculous. I was playing mostly with the Ravens and the Chiefs, so I had Calais Campbell on the Ravens, and he just wasn't, blowing it up. He was doing well, and he did have his X factor. More about that later. But he wasn't just absolutely blowing up plays and just being ridiculous, kind of like what we saw in Madden 20. I don't know if the blocking is just better for the offensive line or if they just heavily nerfed the defensive line, but it's going to be kind of interesting. We'll see going forward how we can do with run fits against the run, stretch, and all that. It's going to be hard to say for a while how powerful or not powerful the running game is, if they changed it a lot from Madden 20. I'm going to be doing a lot of head-to-head games over the next couple of days just to kind of get a feel for that. I'm just, guys, what you should be doing if you're playing this beta is just trying to test out the game. Don't really care so much about wins or losses or all that. Just try different things. Try it out. See how the running feels, the passing feels. Try and break things. Find issues. That's what we need to do. Whether EA will fix them or not, we need to call them to their attention now. EA does fix things occasionally. They don't always do a good job of it, but sometimes they try. So if there is a very big game-breaking issue in Madden 21, which I'm sure we'll find some, we need to let EA know now so that they can hopefully try and fix it before the game launches. They might not give a crap, but we need to at least let them know so they have the chance to. I will say though, in the few games that I did play against real people and the computers, I was having a lot of fun passing the ball. Felt a little more smoother. I do like the mechanic now when you're in the middle of the sack, it kind of affects the throw a little bit more. In Madden 20, it was either like you got the ball off and it was either accurate, inaccurate, or you just didn't get the ball off. Now it just depends on when they are sacking you. That was something they talked about, and it does seem to matter whether you're throwing the ball right at the beginning of the sack or right at the end, whether you're going to get it off and it's going to be accurate or not. So that's kind of good to know. Another mechanic that I was pretty excited to see in motion, and it actually worked out pretty well, I think, was the reach for it, whatever you want to call it, command, where it was like 3rd and inches or goal line. They play differently depending on, now I don't know if they play differently as in they know that they're a couple inches away, but when they're going down with the ball, if there's a few inches, they're going to reach out, and that defender is going to try and stop them a little bit more. Now, it worked out pretty well. I did it a few times with Lamar, Mark Ingram, the running back and all that. It was good. It wasn't always just like the offense or the defense won every time. So I'll have to get more tests in there to sort of see how it does, but they definitely do try and reach for it and get it out. It does feel like the defender tries to stop him a little bit more. So we'll test that one out more going forward, but it does seem like it works the way that EA intended to, at least for now. We'll see how well it really functions during a lot of games as we test it out more. A couple other things I noticed on the coaching adjustments on the offensive side: mid-pass deep pass, you can change it to conservative or aggressive. So on the mid-range passes, conservative means that they'll just do the, the conservative catch. I don't remember what they call it now. And aggressive will either be a rat catch or an aggressive catch. This is in your coaching adjustment, so you change every receiver will catch the ball one way or the other. And then on the deep passes, if it's conservative, it'll be like a rat catch every single time. And if it's aggressive, it'll be an aggressive catch. Now, I tried to test out aggressive catch. Again, I wasn't trying to win games. I was just lobbing the ball up, trying to get some aggressive catches on some of the better receivers. I wasn't really having a lot of success with that. Y'all let me know if y'all did down below, but it was kind of doing the same crap in Madden 20. I don't know if aggressive catches are going to be any good. Obviously, we're going to have those guys that can always go up and win that one-on-one battle. But generally speaking, aggressive catches weren't really used very much in Madden 20. We'll see if that's the case in Madden 21. But from what I saw, the aggressive catch was still kind of crap. I'd rather do a conservative or a rat catch. They have, of course, made some changes to the controls. Not a whole lot of stuff, but like L2 is just settled right now. So it's I think diving or sliding with a quarterback is just square, or except if you're on Xbox. I don't really understand whether the diving, I'm going to have to test that out some more, but the sliding, celebrating, all that is a little bit different. The one that was really getting me, though, was the hurdle in the truck. So now you hurdle by doing up on the right stick, and you truck with triangle or Y if you're on Xbox. And I kept messing that up. I kept trying to truck people and hitting up on the right stick and trying to hurdle the dude. And of course, I just got crushed and fumbled the ball. So that's going to take some getting used to. You might be able to switch it back to the original in the settings, but just something to be prepared for when you're going into the actual game. There are going to be, of course, new abilities, new X factors on the players. I saw one of the ones on Lamar Jackson, it was Truz, and I believe if he rushes for 1 yard 8 times, so basically just run the ball a couple times, he can't fumble based off of tackles. So that's going to be pretty broken with a quarterback if that works the way that it's worded. Maybe I'm reading it incorrectly, but that basically means he won't be able to fumble, kind of like the one that Devin Hester had last year. So we'll have to look at that one moving forward. That could be a little broken if you're just running around with a quarterback that can't fumble it. And it's not hard to just run the ball 8 times and get 1 yard every time, or whatever the requirement was. It wasn't a very difficult one. Probably the biggest note that I have tonight about the beta that I've noticed so far is you do get 4 abilities / X factors on both sides of the ball. So instead of the traditional 3 that we got in Madden 20, we now get 4. It's going to be fun to kind of see the best guys do. You know, everyone always had, some people had 3 pass rushers, or like 1 on each level, or all in the DBs. Now that you have 4, you're going to be able to mix and match a little bit more. We'll see how that goes. Probably people still won't use them on offensive linemen, I wouldn't think. But it'll be good, I think, to have. I don't really know. We'll have to see how the abilities work this year and the X Factors. The X Factors were kind of useless in Madden 20. They weren't useless, but they were so hard to get, and you could lose them so easily that I didn't really care much about X Factors unless it was an NFL 100 X Factor that you got right away. But I mean, we'll see how they do that in Madden 21. They do also now have a change of direction stat that might just be agility or whatever. We're going to have to lab all that out. Y'all are going to have to go check out Gut Fox's channel. I'm sure he will do all of that and break down which stats are like important for abilities and blah, 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 and all that stuff. You know, he's the master of all that. So go check out his videos when Madden 21 actually drops. And of course, he's going to lab all that. He's going to do a great job for you guys. He does every single year. So go check those out once he drops them. And then, of course, what would Madden 21 be without celebrations? I don't know why EA put emphasis on this. This is something they were marketing, that you get custom celebrations. So now if you get a first down or a big tackle or whatever, you can do a custom celebration. You can do left, down, right, or up on the right stick, and it'll make them do a different dance. I don't really care. I don't know if anybody does. Whatever. But yeah, that's in there, I guess. So overall, my general impressions right now of Madden 21 are that it's kind of just reskinned Madden 20 with some added bells and whistles right now. They added the additional X Factor. There's a couple of coaching adjustments that are changed, some in-game stuff. I mean, the reach is nice, and there's some other things. I don't like the controller changes. Again, you might be able to change those back, and this is kind of what I'm used to from Madden 20, so maybe I'll get used to the new ones, and that's fine. But overall, I don't know, guys. The aggressive catch kind of let me down. That was sort of lame. We'll see in time as we play more and more people if the run is really overpowered or if it's going to be a passing year. I was doing a lot better with passing than I was with running, and I was a pretty good runner in Madden 20. I mean, everyone was a good runner in Madden 20 if you tried to. But I was really enjoying passing the ball, so definitely try that out. If you're able to get into the beta, do try to get into the beta. Like I said, check your email, check your junk, all that stuff. If you can get into it, test it out. Just go and test out. You can do all the different playbooks. There aren't all the teams. I don't have the list of teams in front of me of who you can choose, but you can try out all the playbooks. But definitely try out all the playbooks, at least, get your feel for the game. Using D-line is something that I should have mentioned that EA is going to try and bring back this year. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Using the D-line has never really been that great, because even if you're good at getting off the line, even if you got 5 or 6 sacks a game, you're still probably going to be better off playing as a linebacker or a DB in the backfield. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it just completely overpowered on the D-line. I don't know how you make it more overpowered than it was last year in Madden 20, but we'll see. But I mean, the offensive line seemed to block pretty well in pass protection. So I don't know, guys. We're just gonna have to play a lot more. But my overall thought right now is just, it's okay. It's fine. You know, it's Madden. It is what it is. So far, I haven't found anything that's completely game breaking. I'm sure we'll find a lot of things that are game breaking or just like cheese plays and all that, and EA will patch them and try and fix them, and they will try and patch them. They might not actually patch them, but they will try to, and we will see how that goes forward. Guys, let me know down below if y'all got into the beta. I do not have any extra codes or anything. I'm sure some people will ask in the comments. I've already gotten several DMs on Twitter. I do not have any extra codes. If I know anyone who has any extra codes and is giving them away, I will retweet them, send them out. So follow me on Twitter. If I find anyone that's giving them out, I will let y'all know. But if you are able to get into the beta, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, because we're going to have a lot of Madden 21 stuff going forward. We're finally starting to get, and it's not really new content because it's a new game. I'll call it new content, though. We're getting new Madden 21 content, so we are going to be ramping up the video production as we're getting into Madden 21. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see my videos as soon as they come out. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next one.